I'm Rick Howard, president of Kingdom Magic Vacations. In my job, I get to travel a lot. I explore the world on land and sea, eating in unique restaurants and discovering interesting locations. I'm always looking for new places to visit, and I want you to travel with me. Welcome to Travel with Rick. Well, hey guys, welcome to this week's episode. I got my good friend John Donahue sitting here. Hey John.
Hey Rick.
How's it going, pal?
I am good.
All right, awesome. Guys, I hope you are having a great holiday season. It's just an awesome time to be here. Look at this great place at Brent, man. It's the Wilderness Lodge, the villas at the Wilderness Lodge. This is an awesome place. I love this place.
This is a great place. I love the train room.
Yeah.
Because of the way that Walt loved trains, and there's some homage to Walt and his passion for trains and traveling over there. I love it. This is my favorite place to just come and just be quiet and just love being on property.
Yeah. You know, for us, this is kind of where it all started, is the Wilderness Lodge. You know, years and years and years ago when we were starting Kingdom Magic Vacations, Kingdom Magic Travel back then, it's one of the first resorts we ever visited right after it opened. So, you know, living in South Florida, you know, now we live in Vero Beach. We used to live near Fort Lauderdale. So living down there, coming up here and having to change the seasons and spending Christmas here is some of our greatest family memories. We loved it here. And it's also got one of my favorite hidden Mickeys, but that's a story for another day. Go back and check out our hidden Mickeys with Steve, and you can find out some cool hidden Mickeys all around property, but particularly one right here and very close to where we are.
Very close.
Maybe by technical ability, you've already seen a picture of it by now. Maybe you can definitely go back and see that episode and hear Steve talk about it, because I think he said it was in one of his top 5. You know, so that's pretty awesome. So, what we're doing this week is kind of looking back and looking forward. Can we do that at the same time? I guess you can't do it at the same time.
I know.
Yeah, you know, but you can remember the past and
Yes,
look to the future.
And look to the present.
There
and
you
the
go.
future.
And the future. Yeah, awesome. So that's kind of what we're going to do. We had some milestones this year. I mean,
Had a few.
You know, another year of Travel with Rick stuff. We started running. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess not started running, but we ran a little more this year. We actually started running, well, it wasn't my first 5K, but we actually filmed a 5K for you guys. That was kind of sweet, right?
Yeah, that was great. I loved watching it, knowing that somebody, Andrew, had to be running backwards. So while you were running forward,
he made me look.
He was running backwards and all sorts of stuff around you.
He made me look so bad. Well, he made me look good, actually. But if there had been a camera on the camera, that would have been cool, you know, because like you said, you know, I'm chugging along trying to get my 3 miles on the island in, and Andrew's literally running circles around me. Sometimes he's running behind me, getting that shot of me running. Sometimes he's running ahead, and then, as John said, turning around and running backwards and getting me coming towards the camera.
Yeah, so, that's that Army training. I blame the Army for that. That's incredible.
And the helmet cam, you know. So the helmet cam made another appearance there. That was pretty awesome. So, yeah, we took you guys to Castaway Cay for that. That's a pretty sweet place to go run.
Yeah, that's a great place. It's always warm there. We were there a while ago, and it was hot then, and I just halfway through, I'm like, why am I doing this again?
Yeah, January, July, November, it doesn't seem to matter.
Hot
you know?
right there.
It's always a warm place to run. Yeah. You know, but we had a cooler run this year. Actually, moving from January 5K. In October, I ran a 10-mile race for the Tower of Terror.
Yep.
That was kind of cool, and that was kind of hot, actually, to tell you the truth. In October, it was still warm, but it cooled off a bit for my first half marathon in November. That was pretty sweet. Did the wine and dine. I have a new motto now: we'll run for wine.
That's right,
so,
absolutely.
You know, if there is wine and food at the end of the race, I can run 13 miles. I have now proven that to myself and to most of the world on Facebook.
Yeah, and I've said this to Rick privately, so I'm not saying this on camera just for show, but I've never been more proud of you when you did the 10-miler, and then when you came right back a few weeks later and did the half mile or the half marathon. That's incredible.
Yeah,
so
it was,
kudos to you, my friend.
Thanks very much for that. Yeah, it was actually you know, and all along up to it, you know, we traveled a lot, and I didn't train a lot. I guess I'm not a big training guy, so. You know, I did most of that with just kind of the normal things that I do. Yeah, I go to the gym wouldn't know what to look at me, but you know, I do go to the gym and try to keep up on at least a little bit of cardio, but I had never run 13 miles before. So all the way up to this, I told everybody, honestly, I didn't know how I was going to do. You know, I had no idea. I'd never run more than 5 or 6 miles in my whole life at one time.
Right.
So, you know, it was pretty incredible to do that. So it was something that, you know, I got to say, I was pretty proud of doing, and just the experience is incredible. So if you've never done a Run Disney race, those are just awesome. I know you guys have been doing it for a while. You're really into it, right?
Yeah, really into it. We've done all the events. My wife's done the full marathons, the Walt Disney World Marathon. I mainly stayed at half marathons. Half marathon's a good distance for me. I'm digging on that. Yeah. When I did the 10 miler, it was so incredibly hot. There were runners getting sick. Yeah. Oh, it was bad, but I'm glad it wasn't as hot for you, although it was warm.
It was warm.
And then all of a sudden it just cooled down, and it was time for the Wine and Dine half marathon, which they moved.
Yeah.
They moved the dates.
Thank God.
So that's good.
Yeah. Thank God. So yeah, that 10 miler. Everyone told me at the end. You know, when we were at the end there with. You know, with Carrie and Kevin and Amanda hanging out there with everybody, and Leslie, you know, my wife, like you said, you're proud of me. I'm so proud of Leslie because she runs all the way through these things. So she has really just taken it up until the 10 miler. She'd never run more than a 5K, 3 miles, you know, and she was just planning on doing the Wine and Dine 5K with some agents, Laura and Suzanne, from our company, and she just started walking around the neighborhood training for that and got hooked. Yep. And she ran the whole 13 miles, and you know, and just loves it. So I'm really proud of her for doing that. But you know, it did. It was, everybody said I looked miserable after the 10 miler because it was hot for that race, but it did cool down. And after the end of the 10 miler, I didn't know how I was going to run 3 more miles. I didn't know.
Figured out.
Yeah. So just to let you guys know, it is an awesome thing, Run Disney races. And if you have an interest in learning and participating in Run Disney races, I would encourage you to check out our Facebook page for runners. We've actually got a group of agents who are runners, and then, you know, Leslie, myself, and John, and his wife Sid, and, you know, a lot of our friends are doing this. You know, hats off to our friend Sarah McGovern Luca, who does running at Disney.com, rad. You know, so we've got a lot of friends that do this, and you can learn more about Run Disney races. Sorry for the shameless plug here, but we're really trying to push up our Facebook group for running, and you can check that out at Kingdom Magic Runner. So facebook.com/Kingdom Magic Runner. So that's kind of an awesome thing that you can do, and a new thing that we're looking at, because, you know, as we look forward to 2014, we're going to be talking to you a lot more about running and, you know, Disney fitness and health and cool stuff like that, you know, along with food and wine. Don't worry, we're not moving away from that either, but had some other cool stuff going on in 2013 looking back, right?
Yeah, I came on board.
That was a big addition. So yeah, January we ran a race without you, and then in February you came on board.
I did come on board,
and have just really upped the TWR game there, right? So what is some of the stuff that you have that you see that has changed with the way that we produce TWR throughout the year?
Well, one of the things that we've done is we've added a lot more in the Kingdom Magic tie-in with Travel with Rick. We've added the commercial. And we've added some other ways that we incorporate our company, Kingdom Magic.
Right.
And we've also added, you know, the Facebook presence for Travel with Rick has grown tremendously.
Yeah, 25,000.
Yeah.
Well, more than that at this point, but over 25,000 likes over there on our Facebook group.
Yeah.
Which really was non-existent, pretty much, right? I mean, we had a little Facebook thing, but you know, that's really and we're really enjoying interacting with everybody over there.
Yeah, that's been great. We've moved, part of the productions, we moved certain aspects, like the question of the week that we normally put at the end of each video has moved over to Facebook, and our reactions, our engagement from everybody watching, thank you guys, is just through the roof. And we get a lot more interaction there, and we get friends talking to other friends, and so I just love that. From a video that everybody watches during the week, we talk about questions, we talk about different aspects of the rides that we're on, and aspects of the trips and stuff. So it's just a great place. So from my perspective, bringing the social media component into what we do has just been phenomenal. So I love it. So thank you guys for being a part of that.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, and thanks for interacting with us over on Facebook. It's so cool to be able to go there during the week and not just wait for the Friday video or for the comment section. I really enjoy doing that as well, and seeing how you guys are all over there and seeing 25,000. That's pretty awesome, you know. And then another great thing that you did. I mean, he so downplays what he does here. I mean, from the amazing stuff that you did with Food and Wine. We had an awesome Food and Wine Festival this year. I know I'm jumping ahead now to all the way to Food and Wine Days, but you know, I just don't want to let this opportunity pass over to say how thankful we are for that, and what an awesome thing you did with having the follow along page with the rating system. That was really cool. Tell them how the rating system came along. I don't know if we've told that story.
We've never told this story.
But yeah, we were halfway around the world when we came up with that one.
We took a trip to Disneyland Paris, and we were in one of their resorts, which was built off of New York. So it was a New York themed resort. So we were in one of their New York themed lounges, and we were stuck on two things. One of the things that we were stuck on was the logo for Travel with Rick's Food and Wine. We wanted to come up with a unique logo for those really awesome pins that you were giving out.
Right.
And we were stuck. And
define stuck. I mean,
we had gone through
weeks, man.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
we had
so many meetings
trying to figure out what makes the most sense. I had come up with 3 or 4 different options, and none of it was really inspiring us. And then the waiter brings over a bottle of wine, and I just remember he set the bottle of wine down, and I have the picture still on my computer at home. And I remember looking. It was a
nice Bordeaux. I remember that too.
It was a nice Bordeaux. I don't remember much after the Bordeaux, but he set it down, and I just remember looking at it and going, "That's the logo."
Right.
And I kind of mapped out the idea of it. And Rick is usually really he thinks things through, and rarely does he react immediately. He like, brilliant, love it. And we kind of sketched out what we thought it would look like. I came home and we went through 2 or 3 iterations of it, and that became the Travel with Rick logo.
So we were in a New York themed hotel in Paris, France, drinking a Bordeaux, coming up with an idea for a Florida Food and Wine Festival.
Right.
I just love that. That's just awesome.
And then the second thing we were stuck on is we knew we wanted to do a rating system, and we've done rating systems in the past.
Right.
But we knew that we wanted to do a rating system, and we didn't know whether we wanted to do, you know, I give this 3 Mickeys. And we didn't like that idea because it didn't seem to make sense, and we didn't want to get in trouble with any copyright infringements.
Right. And we like Mickey bars too.
Yeah,
that
Mickey
was
bars
something
was
that came
cool.
along for a while. We were thinking about like biting the ear off of a Mickey bar.
Yeah, and we thought that would be a little weird, and then we thought about forks and knives and
spoons. We were thinking about the Golden Spoon Awards.
I give it 6 forks out of. And then we figured at the end of a couple of episodes, especially the wine. The cheese and wine booth, after saying fork enough times, we thought we might get into trouble. So then once we landed on
I don't like this pork and cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Once we landed on the wine label for Travel with Rick, then it just made sense. We do the wine bottles. So we came up with a full wine bottle and a half wine bottle. So we gave it 3.5 wine bottles, and then Rick had this great idea that anytime anybody would do like 3.5, we'd have to break a wine bottle. And so every time
we broke a few wine bottles this year.
So we added some sound effects. We added the scrolling in of the wine bottles, and then it just made sense for us to have a page for all the listings. So every person that was on the show that gave a rating had it on the Travel with Rick page, and so anybody could go at any moment during the Food and Wine and see what Rick thought, what the guests thought, and then they could make a decision on whether they wanted to try it or not.
Yeah, I love that. I love how it progressed along every day. So every day you diligently put up the new episode. You added the information for that marketplace on our capsule page. You can go and see it even now and look back and see what we ate, see how we rated it, watch the video, find out not the recipes, but the full listings for the food and beverages for that marketplace. So I thought it was just an incredible way to follow along. I really love that.
It was great.
So yeah, we'll talk more about Food and Wine as we move along, but I just thought that your addition this year, so thank you very much for that.
Thanks.
Guys, this is what made Food and Wine so great this year. John's extra hard work. We put a lot of planning into it. We'll talk more about that as we go along too, but you know, that's that's something that we actually thought a bit more about this year. So some other things that we did. Leslie and I did a Panama Canal this year. That was a bucket list stuff for us. And as we move more along and travel with Rick and Kingdom Magic, you're going to hear us talk more about that, because I think that's what travel is supposed to do, supposed to be. Places that you've always wanted to go, maybe that you haven't before, bucket list kind of stuff, right? And that's what the Panama Canal was. It was just incredible to see that. You can watch, and we did our homework. We watched all the National Geographic specials that we could find. There's tons of stuff. Go out to Nat Geo, you'll see it. A lot of stuff on the canal, how it was built, how it works and all that. You can do your homework, but until you actually go through it and you see how close those ships are, think that we actually did a partial Panama Canal in December on another cruise line, but then in May we did it on the Disney Wonder when she was doing her reposition from Miami to LA to go on up to Alaska for the summer season. And the Panama Canal is 2 feet wider than that ship. You've got a foot of clearance on each side, and there were a couple of times that we bumped the side a bit, and you can see some of the video where you can just see how close the ship was to the edge. Imagine 12 inches on each side. It's pretty tight clearance, and it is an amazing feat the way that they build those locks up and move the ship up to the elevation of the lake and then back down on the other side to the elevation of the ocean again. It's just really, really incredible what they've done there. And so that was really a bucket list thing for us to do. We loved that.
Cool. That made me excited about wanting to do it. I've never really thought about doing that before.
Yeah.
So
it's just cool. A great cruise too, because it's a long cruise. That reposition, it was a 14-day cruise. If you've never been on a long cruise, if you think you couldn't do it, even Leslie thought, that was the longest cruise she'd been on, and she thought it was going to be rough. And parts of it are. You're away for a while, but they're so nice. They're so relaxing. You have so many sea days. There's so much to do on the ships. There's so much to do on the cruise. There's so much not to do. If you just want to take a break and read a book, listen to a book, whatever you do, grab a cup of coffee in the adult area, just hang out with a great book or go watch a movie, watch the episode of that, because there was a lot of great movies that we saw that you don't get to see, old classic movies. So that was pretty cool. So we did the Panama Canal. Of course, we went back to Brooks Lake Lodge, one of our favorite things to do. Certainly Leslie's favorite vacation every year. My wife, she just loves Wyoming. She loves the snow. She loves snowmobiling. So we took them back there, and you did some great stuff with those videos as well, right?
Well, I didn't have to do very much, especially when, what's his name, Todd?
The guy, Brian.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Oh yeah,
Brian
the over the
and his
handlebars
endo.
thing. Oh,
yeah, that was.
We sat in the bar. Yeah, go figure. We sat in the bar. Of course we did, because if you're riding snowmobiles during the day, I will tell you, at 9,200 feet above sea level at Brooks Lake Lodge, 40-person guest house, much like this. The lodge looks a lot like this, because the theme for Disney's Wilderness Lodge actually comes from Yellowstone in Wyoming, at the Old Faithful Lodge there. So we've been to it. We've actually shown you pictures of it before, and that Old Faithful Lodge, well, this Disney's Wilderness Lodge looks almost identical to that Old Faithful Lodge. And Brooks Lake Lodge isn't much different. It's just a lot like this. And there's not a lot to do there. During the day, there's a lot going on. Snowmobilers snowmobile in, skiers ski in and ski out. But at night, it gets cold, and everyone goes home or goes back to their lodge. And there's only 40 people that stay there at the max at this lodge. And so, we would migrate to dinner, and then afterwards we'd migrate over to the bar. And the day that Brian did his end over end, I had it on my iPad. We transferred the video over to my iPad, and we must have watched it 100 times with the other guides and with the bartender and with the managers there. We just had a blast watching that.
My favorite part was the video you could start, and he did it again and again and again. And so I had to edit it every time, again and again and again. Wait, in slow motion is cooler. And again,
right.
Oh, this is great.
And I got to say, Brian is an expert. He's a professional. He's one of those guys that does the X Games, the X Games for snowmobiling. He's a nut. Just as he puts it, he has no fear of anything. He will jump a snowmobile off of anything. He'll take a snowmobile anywhere. And when we say anywhere, I mean the Tetons and the places that they go, they high mark these mountains, which means their goal is to see how high they can get to the top of the mountain and leave a track. So, they'll take their snowmobiles, their max high performance snowmobiles, up as high as they can go and see who can get the highest on the mountain. And he's a professional at this stuff, and he had his little accident just trying to help someone out, and he wasn't the only one. We had a good blooper reel from that trip as well. Right. I had a few little spills. I think the only one that didn't have any accidents was Leslie. She just kind of putts along and has a great time. But me, I try to be like Brian. I'm nowhere near like Brian, so I turned over and fell off a lot.
My favorite one was when the video looked like you went in and you went.
Yeah, sometimes you just sink down. I mean, I sank a snowmobile up to the handlebars in the snow a few times, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing how much fun it is. As Brian always said, though, he was a great guide about it. He never minded helping me dig the snowmobile out. He said, if you're not getting stuck, you're not having fun.
Right.
So that's what we learned. Is we hashtagged a lot about our trip, and one of the hashtags, if you guys know about Twitter hashtags and stuff, how we mark them for search. One of our hashtags was things you learn out west. So that was one of the things we learned. If you're not getting stuck, you're not having fun.
Right.
So what else did we do, man? We went to Brooks Lake Lodge. Oh, the International Flower and Food Show.
Right.
The Food and Garden Show. The Flower and Garden Show. Yeah, that's something like that.
So
that
confusing.
was kind of cool this year.
Yeah, that was great because I probably wouldn't normally want to go to a flower and garden festival.
Oh, really? You're not into the poinsettias and the petunias, are you?
No. But what they did was they brought in, it was like 11 or 13, 15 of the kiosks like they used during Food and Wine Festival. So they featured some food and some wine pairings and some beer as well for the Flower and Garden Festival. And I thought that was a very interesting addition and very welcome.
Right. Definitely made a bigger draw. They hooked me.
Yeah.
I could walk right through the Flower and Garden Festival. I mean, it's beautiful. Love it. The things that they do in Epcot are just incredible. Loved seeing it. Loved snapping a few pics and moving right past it. But you had food and wine marketplaces, and I'll stay a while.
Yeah,
and we
great.
did.
It was great.
We did, and so thanks to Amanda and you and a few more people that came out and helped us enjoy the food and wine. The flower and food, that thing that they did in the spring with all the flowers and food and wine. It was awesome. We had a good time and really enjoyed that. And we hope they'll be doing that again this year.
Yeah, me too.
I think they'll be coming back. I have a feeling with the hit that made, I think they'll be coming back for sure, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And then we had a milestone in April, dude.
We did. It was a huge milestone in April. More you than me.
Well, 200 episodes. I think I was in most of them.
Oh, yeah, and you're feeling every one of them. Yeah, that was incredible to be a part of that evening.
Yeah, we had a great time. We did yet another grand villa somewhere, and brought in some folks that we've met somewhere else, and live streamed it, and invited some of you guys to come, and we drank a little wine and told a few stories. It was pretty cool.
Was great, and that was one of the first times we ever tried to do like a multi social media type event, because we had live streaming and we had one person at all times. We had somebody manning a computer, so people were chatting, we were talking about it. We filmed it earlier in the week, so if you were watching it online, you saw it live, and then it came out on Friday, and it was just great. And we had the one big long episode, and then we broke it up into everybody's individual episodes. That was just a really cool event to celebrate the 200th episode, which is incredible.
200 episodes. Yeah, I mean, if we were on TV, we'd syndicate.
You'd have been syndicated at 100.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So we're double syndicate.
Yeah, you're like the Friends of the travel and the Disney stuff.
And the food and wine stuff.
Yeah, the food and wine stuff. You're right.
So that was pretty cool. And then June, you kind of hit on this a bit, but we took a mega trip in June. I love mega trips.
Dude.
Mega trips just sounds good. It's like Megatron, mega trip.
Yeah, that was incredible. We went and did 4 days in Disneyland Paris, and then we did an adventure by Disney in Ireland, which was just unbelievable. It was incredible.
I still remember the phone call, so I called John back, and I'm like, hey dude, how would you, okay, so John Donahue, think about it, right? Okay, so his blood is tied to Ireland, right? So I call him up, and I'm like, hey man, we got this adventure by Disney thing going on. Yeah, it's to Ireland. What would you like? What do you think about going? You're pretty excited about that,
yes,
right?
I think I said yes before you had it. Do you want to go?
Yeah, I think I said Adventure by Disney. I think I had him at Adventure by Disney.
Yes, you did, actually.
But then when I said Ireland, but then, we got to thinking about it, and we thought, well, I'd never been to Disneyland Paris.
I'd never been to Disneyland Paris.
Right. And you know, Paris, if you think about it, from Florida, it's kind of on the way. I think that's the way I put it when I tried to justify this to Leslie. You know, and by the way, we haven't mentioned it. 200 episodes, generous grant from Kingdom Magic Vacations, you know, signed by Leslie. So thank you for 200 episodes, sweetie.
KingdomMagic.com.
Yeah, and thank you for Adventures by Disney London, or Adventures by Disney Ireland, and getting to go to Disneyland Paris. That was pretty incredible. Yeah. So anyway, that's how the phone call went. You know, hey, if you've got a few days at the front, we're gonna leave a few days early.
Yeah, I made 2 or 3 days. That was incredible. Just to be able to go to another Disney park, and that's the cool thing about, especially. You know, you've been to Disney World tons of times,
right.
And Disneyland a bunch of times,
right.
And I've been to Disneyland and Disney World a lot, but we'd never been in a brand new Disney park, and that was incredible, and it was so worth it. Disneyland Paris, the park is just, I believe you said it best. There's just a depth to the colors and the way that the experiences and the rides and the attractions. It's just. In many ways, it's better.
Yeah.
It's different. It's awesome. It's great. You should go.
Yeah, everything was so detailed. You know, from even the signs. You know, the signs just had a layer of depth. I don't know how to describe it any more than that. But it wasn't just like a sign that would say, you know, Sturdy Branches, which is the health club that's right here next to where we're sitting. It would be just like a three-dimensional sign that some artist just spent hours and hours working on, and then the colors were just so vibrant. Everything, you know, and it was cool just because everything was so new to us. You know, I mean, it's like you walk by this sign, you walk through the Magic Kingdom, you walk through Disneyland, you walk through even California Adventure now. You know, and I don't want to say you become desensitized, but in a way, you just kind of become used to it.
It's familiar.
Yeah, it's very
familiar.
Yeah. And so walking into a new park, a whole new land for the first time was it was phenomenal, right?
Yeah, and the things about Parisians that's so different from Americans is they love their food. So
and
they
their
have
wines.
and their wines. So
cheese.
they have 3 times as many eating areas in Disneyland Park than we do in any of the parks here.
More restaurants than you can imagine.
Yeah.
And we had a great dinner in one particular restaurant.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
you know?
Waltz
Oh
on Main Street.
no, I was thinking about the drive-in restaurant.
Annette's.
Sorry. Yes, I did mean Waltz. I'm just messing with you. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Annette's was kind of funny.
Oh.
You know, the burgers there were. We were so hungry when we went in there. When the first bite was awesome, but like an hour later we were like,
we're hurting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell them about Waltz. I did.
Waltz was incredible because they had a lot of pictures and mementos, replicants. I'm sure not that were probably the real thing, but a lot of things that tied Walt Disney to Paris. A lot of things that tied into the park itself. And it was just really cool. There's just tons of family photos of Walt Disney and Lillian and the kids, and then Walt's parents and family. It was just really cool. You really felt like Walt was a part of that, even though he was never on property. You know?
Right on Main Street in Disneyland, Disneyland Paris. So it was right on Main Street. Make a reservation, but you know what it felt like, John? It was almost like a Club 33
very much
experience.
So. Yeah.
You know, it was very similar to that, right down to the elevator. Remember, we filmed a little video in the elevator.
We did.
You know, and I think we put that up on Facebook. It's probably on Travel with Rick as well. You can probably search for it and see it there. But it felt kind of like the elevator that's at Club 33 in Disneyland,
right.
Because Walt found that elevator in a hotel in Paris.
Right.
And, well, not that elevator. He found an elevator in a hotel in Paris and tried to buy it. That was his first move. Walt just would say, I like that, I want it.
Right.
Here's a check. But they wouldn't sell it to him, so he did the next best thing. He just sent the Imagineers over there to photograph it and draw it, and came back and built one of his own.
Right. So and about that dinner that was so funny, the couple next to us, we weren't sure what we wanted to order, and the couple next to us had ordered like this incredible looking steak, and we both were like, we got to have the steak. And as the food comes to the table, the waitress, who did not speak very much English, so I
think she was earning her Disneyland years.
She was earning her
Parisian
Disneyland years. She brings a little plate with ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard. did.
And interestingly enough, the table next to us did not get the same condiments.
Right. And we didn't order any condiments, and so we asked her about it. She said that because we were Americans, she just thought that that's what we would want.
On your fillet.
On your fillet.
Yeah. So, and I think we had a pretty nice Bordeaux there as well.
I did. I remember consuming a lot of really great Bordeaux in France.
That was nice. Yeah.
This is great. So we did that. So we did that in Ireland or Paris, and then we traveled over to Ireland. Oh my gosh!
What a time, right?
I've said this before. I've always wanted to go to Ireland, but it was never really high up on my list. I want to go to Australia and some other places. But the minute that I stepped foot into Ireland, there's something that resonated because it was just green and it was just incredible. It was an incredible trip. The hills, the mountains, the castles, the people.
People were incredible.
The Guinness, it was just unbelievable.
The Irish whiskey was not
Irish whiskey was not. Once we got some decent Irish whiskey.
Well, we just got to find out what to order. It's like anything else, There's good wine and there's bad wine.
Yeah, there is. But the cool thing about the Adventure by Disney was they started us in like 3 or 4 days in Dublin.
Yeah.
So it was the most easy for us to connect to. It was a city. It was exciting. There's a lot of really cool things there. Temple Bar area was off the hook. We took a duck boat tour.
We did.
And that was pretty funny, which that episode is one of my favorites because we got to see a lot of Dublin. And then
we met Bono. Well, we met someone who knew Bono.
Yeah.
We met someone, that talked about
stories.
Bono.
Yeah.
That was it. From you too, by the way.
Yeah. And then we did
little local band.
Oh yeah, little local band. Nobody's ever heard of. Then after Dublin, we did a couple days in Killarney, and things started to slow down, and that was incredible. We had some fun there, and then the last 3 days that we were there, we were in Dromolin Castle, and it was just in the middle of nowhere. It was just so peaceful and quaint. It was like we started really, really quick, and then gradually slowed down. It was just an incredible trip.
Yeah.
Disney did a great job putting that together.
Some of the best 9 holes of golf I think I've ever played. It's pretty incredible.
At the second 9 holes of golf I'd ever played.
It's nice. Yeah, that was a great trip. I absolutely loved Ireland. Now it's one of the places that I'm most fond of. Certainly one of the highlights for this year, one of the highlights for Travel with Rick, but just one of my travel highlights altogether. Leslie this year is doing a cruise with her mom to the British Isles, and they're going to Ireland. And I'm actually really jealous that the first time she gets to see Ireland, I won't be there, but I guess turnabout's fair play because the first time I saw Ireland, she didn't get to be there. So I'm looking forward to going back, as John mentioned, and sharing that with my wife and family because it was just a blast being there with you. We had a great time, and I'm looking forward to going back. Again, one of my favorite places. The food, the people, the countryside, the landscape, Dublin, the city was just awesome. Really, really good.
And the guides, Kristen and Kelly, were amazing.
Yeah, they were awesome. All right. Planning for food and wine.
Yes, the most extensive planning I think that has ever been done for any series of Travel with Rick videos was Food and Wine Festival this year.
Yeah, I literally have a shirt that says, "Don't ask me, I make it up as I go along." And that's how we kind of do things here until John came along and offered us a level, another layer of planning and a new way of looking at things. And we did sit down and actually plan out, and we brought you guys into the planning on that.
Yeah,
right?
I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
Again, we brought all of our usual suspects into a villa over at the boardwalk. And we filmed both of those episodes the same night, and we streamed it live, and we had a lot of chat going on, and we had a lot of talking going on, and it was
a little bit of food and wine going
on. And it was just great, and I thought it was really fun for us to be able to, the week before that, you and me and Andrew talking about it, and then to bring the guests in and we reminisced about it, and then the next week we showed everybody getting their envelopes, and they didn't know what they were getting when they opened the envelopes. That was fun.
Right,
and
because usually how we do that is like we hit property and I call up some people and say who can come over, But this year in September, everybody knew what booze they had, and there was a little bit of bartering, I think, going back and forth.
A lot of bartering.
To trade off some booze.
Singapore.
Singapore. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, Chef Shins. We'll get there in a sec, but yeah, that was kind of cool. And then one of my favorite episodes, and I think a lot of you guys really liked the next episode that came out of that.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, and you had a lot to do with that episode too, right?
Yeah, a little bit to do with that one. The training episode, we had this great idea that we wanted to film Rick getting ready for Food and Wine Festival, and then we thought we would do something that we didn't do very much of. That I remembered. I'm a big fan of Travel Work. I don't remember you guys doing like a scripted, almost half the episode was scripted.
Right.
And
I don't think we've scripted anything out before. Sorry, Disney. We just don't script stuff out.
Yeah. So we called up our buddy Rhino Ken, got him in on the act, and then we figured out how to do everything. And between me and Rick and Andrew, we just kind of knocked it all out. And I think it came out really, really great.
I thought it was funny.
Funny as all
It was pretty awesome. I still like to go back and watch that video. Me leaving my house and showing up on property and the little gym scene, you know, getting ready for the hold the plates. Training is important. When you take on something that you're going to be doing for a whole month, it's kind of like planning for a half marathon.
Right. Had to get ready. My two favorite shots. My first favorite shot was just kind of it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. You're standing there and you're holding all those weights, and then you go up on one foot. That was hilarious. And then the scene where you're running.
You didn't tell them about the part where I fell over. Just after that, you had to pick me out.
No, you didn't fall over. You're great, man. And then the scene where you're running up the stairs and you did the whole Rocky.
And you asked me what was going on.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah, right.
Get back to the room.
That
Jeez.
was pretty good, yeah. And Ken's knock on the door, that was actually some, cinematography. That was a level of cinematography we have not seen before on Travel.
Movie magic.
Yeah, we actually had some movie magic there with Rhino Ken showing up at the door. That was, again, pretty sweet. So yeah, you have brought a new depth, a new level to TWR this year.
Thanks.
Pretty incredible.
Thank you.
Pretty incredible. So, and then we just had a great month of Food and Wine.
Oh my gosh, Food and Wine Fest was great.
Right?
It was great. We had incredible guests. We had incredible food.
Thank you guys, all of you. You guys know who you are. I mean, I'm not even going to try to mention you all because I'll leave somebody out and then I'll feel bad. But, when John says the usual suspects, we call them that just because it's one of our favorite movies, but they're just great folks. They're people you can count on. They're people we have a great time with, just like you guys. So it's like they're on this side of the camera, you guys are on that side of the camera, and we enjoy hanging out with them, just like we enjoy bringing these great videos to you guys. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had all the booths, including that crappy coffee cart, and we got some of the concerts in.
And refreshment port. I've been to a lot of ports in there. I've drank a few ports.
Refreshment port.
Refreshment port. But you got to say, if getting a Dole Whip in Epcot means making refreshment port a booth, then thumbs up. Go
Take
Disney.
it. Go Disney.
However, any port in a storm to get.
Well, so to get one with rum in it, would you be?
We had that during the Flower and Garden Festival.
Yeah,
maybe that'll come back. There was actually a standalone kiosk that had some Siesta Key spiced rum in the Dole Whip. So I think that they were just experimenting around with a different kind of liqueur this year for the Dole Whip. So we'll see if that comes back with the Siesta Key rum, because I think rum is a better match for a tropical drink like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, so it was a great month, and we love bringing you those Food and Wine Festivals. I think it's where we shine. I think it's the thing that not only do I enjoy the most doing, I think they're the most fun to shoot. I think they're the most fun that we have with our guests. I think they're the things that you guys enjoy the most, and we got to meet so many of you guys this year. Last year we met a lot of you. I think this year we have more people come up and say hi. Maybe it's because we offered the buttons. I don't know. The buttons were kind of cool.
Buttons were
and
good
the logo
job.
Came out awesome, by the way.
Thanks.
That was
a lot of work.
That was a nice logo that you put together. I mean, there were so many iterations of that we worked on. You worked on, and we finally got all that worked out. But that was just great fun to be able to get to meet you guys and then have something to say here. Sport this on your backpack or on your jacket or whatever. And that was just a lot of fun to do that.
Yeah, it was great. I had a lot of fun doing it. It was just really cool how. I think the greatest compliment that you gave was this was probably the most stress-free one that we've had in a while, because we had all the guests that were on the show You know, they stuck to their schedules. We really only had like a couple things. We had a couple little hiccups, and that was mainly because of travel.
Yeah, poor Kate and Chad, you know, they flew in from the West Coast to the first day of rain I ever remember for Food and Wine Festival on Travel with Rick, and it rained and it rained. And I remember eating the trout in Canada, and it was covered with rainwater.
Yeah.
I think it kind of diluted the flavor a little bit. Thank goodness that we had it another time, and it was really good. But you know, that was kind of interesting, and we got to meet a famous chef. You know, Chef Jens. He was really kind to us. You know, I think he's a. I don't know if he's a fan or not. I hope he's a fan, but I think he watches the show anyway.
I know he did that one episode because we had to go back and fix it.
Yeah. So yeah, we actually our first retraction ever. Retraction's probably a little bit harsh. Our first adjustment ever. A redo. A redo.
Do-over.
You know, a do-over.
Mulligan.
Yeah, for the pork belly. And you know, we've become big fans of the pork belly now. Not only at Food and Wine Festival, but also over at our favorite restaurant, California Grill.
Yep.
So that's awesome. So yeah, 2013, great year. John, thank you for an awesome 2013. Thank you guys. Thank all of you guys on Facebook that are coming out now. You know, like John said, you know, that's really where we can interact with you more over there. You know, it's just a better place to do it. Just allows. I mean, Facebook is just a place to interact. So, you know, we're just really glad that we're able to do that and you know, meet you guys over there and hang out over there. And we're just glad so many of you guys are coming over there. A lot of fun.
Yep.
So, man, what are we gonna do to top 2013, huh?
Well, I don't know. We've got a lot of things on the. Should I tell them our super secret plans?
Absolutely. Let them in on it.
Sure?
You know we're going to tell them anyway. We might as well tell them early. Let's tell them tell me what I get to look forward to for 2014.
One of the things that we're going to do next year is we love all the Disney stuff, and we know that you guys do as well. But one of the great ideas I believe that you had during Food and Wine Festival was there's so many great food festivals or so many great wine festivals around the United States. Why don't we take road trips and check those out?
Right.
And so we're going to try to get you some special access to some food and beer/wine/barbecue festivals from around the country. And we're going to take you on some tours through some of those great festivals and places.
You know, over a course of 200 episodes or 5 years or however you want to look at it, you just got to kind of think about what you're good at and think about what your thing is. And yeah, we love roller coasters. Of course we love Disney. This place is phenomenal. It's our backyard. It's what we love to do. But you know, we bring you guys here a lot. John mentioned it. You know, we've been here hundreds of times, if not more. And so, yeah, we want to take you on rides and we want to do stuff like that. But you know, we really enjoy food and wine, and that's just something that seems to kind of resonate with you guys. And so, we're going to try to find more of that. We're going to try to find more restaurants, and not only just road tripping to food and wine festivals and things like that. We're going to try road tripping. You know?
Absolutely.
I mean, we've got a few of those plans. We're going to go up and see Bob in Atlanta. You know, Bob All In WDW, big shout out to him. He made his first appearance this year on TWR.
Poor guy.
He fell on the Singapore grenade, and that was pretty awesome. Thanks, Bob. You know, and he stuck it out right to the end. Did we ever show that extra video that Bob and his son did, where he drank the bet?
Yeah,
right, where he did the bet.
No, I couldn't put that video online.
Yeah,
it was pretty ragged out.
It was. You know, Bob, you know, he held out to the end. I really think he thought it was rigged, but Scotland did win out over that. But anyway, so we're going to go up and visit Bob and Mary in Atlanta, and, you know, we've got some places picked out in Atlanta that we want to eat at. I know Jacob invited us when we were up in Atlanta to come on up to Helen, Georgia. And, you know, Leslie used to go to college just south, around Helen, and so we used to go to Helen quite a bit. So you know, I'm kind of familiar with Helen already. It's a little alpine village in the mountains of Georgia, and kind of cool up there. So I'm thinking if we kind of go up to Atlanta, maybe take a spin off and see Jacob there, and you know, we may be coming to see some of you guys around too. One of the trips that we're planning, we mentioned Run Disney. We're going to Key West in May to support our friend Kevin and Carrie. Kevin is running an ultra 50-mile race in Key West. Is that nuts or what? I mean, 50 miles. Can you imagine that? So
in one day.
Yeah, 50 miles. So we're going to go and support him. And while we're down there for the ultra, we're not running it. We're just supporting our friend. But we figure while we're down there, we're going to make a run on down to Key West and check out that and take you guys down Duval Street. If you've never been on the Duval Crawl, I think there might be one in a Travel with Rick future.
God, that'd be the first one that I've ever done that I'll remember.
Yeah, because it'll be on camera.
It'll be on camera.
You'll be able to look at it the next day.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we'll be taking you to those great little places like Rick's Cafe, not mine, but there's a place in Key West called that. And of course, Sloppy Joe's and Captain Tony's around the corner, and of course, we'll make a stop in at Margaritaville and check that out. Got to have a cheeseburger while you're in paradise. So yeah, we're going to Key West. We're talking about a trip up to Pensacola and around through Mississippi, and maybe even ended up in New Orleans, someplace that I've never been that I'm looking forward to going. And one of the ideas that we're kicking around with some other friends is maybe doing a road trip across country in an RV. Like a guy's trip in an RV. I don't know who came up with that one.
This looks like a good place for a stick up.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
So yeah, and then some other things that we're planning. January, Leslie and I are taking a kayaking trip down to the Everglades in South Florida. We're actually going to do an Everglades kayaking trip, a multi-day trip down there. So we're going to take you along on that. We're looking forward, of course. It wouldn't be our anniversary, it wouldn't be February if we didn't go to Brooks Lake Lodge again. So we're already planning that trip for sure. It's right around the corner. And John, I wanted to point out, in 2013, I had a couple of different beards.
You did.
We grew it out, we shaved it off, we did all kinds of crazy stuff.
That's why men grow beards, so they can do stuff with their face.
I think we're on the longest run for a while now with the same type of beard. I know it drives you crazy when it comes to editing. We do the videos sometimes. Sometimes we'll shoot videos far in advance because you never know where we're going to be and what we're doing, and so we may shoot some clips and kind of hold on to them, and things pop up. We actually have we prioritize and move things around based on how we're going to display, and sometimes it may look different, right?
You'll come back from a trip and then a month later all of a sudden it's full beard.
So this year I will tell you, I've already made the decision. I'm not growing it out. I had a lot of negative had a lot of feedback about the beard, both on that side of the camera and on the home front. So I don't know. I don't think we'll be going there again. But anyway, yeah, we're going back to Brooks Lake Lodge this year with the same type of beard. I'm just going to have to wear more scarves, I guess, and bundle up better. But we'll definitely be going out there. We're looking forward to taking you guys back to Wyoming. More Run Disney events. I know Leslie's talking about a West Coast event already. Cool. She is just totally hooked on this. She's already talking about the East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, the coast to coast.
Coast to coast medal. So yeah, I think she's looking at the half marathon. We're going to be going back to, back to our annual trip to Vero Beach for our friends trip. I don't know if we've let you guys in on that before, but maybe this year. It's kind of, some things we don't bring you guys, but most things we bring you, but that'll be an awesome time. Big trip that Leslie and I are looking forward to. We've got some friends, group from Kingdom Magic, that we're going to be going to Barcelona, one of my favorite cities in the world, Barcelona, Spain. Talk about food and wine. They've got some incredible food in Barcelona, down the Embarcadero, which is just an awesome causeway, street of people. It's just bigger than a street, but no cars, all people, and just tapas bars. Tapas bars and restaurants. So all kinds of food.
You're a big street food guy anyway.
Oh,
so.
Love it. Yeah, love it. So you can just get food right on the street. You can go into like a little sidewalk cafe, little restaurants that you can just walk in and order tapas, kind of like little marketplaces, and it's just awesome. And great wine, Spanish wine. Just awesome. Looking so forward to Barcelona. We're going to bring the ship back, the Disney Magic. We didn't mention that. We didn't take them on that trip, actually, the Disney Magic, the newly reimagined.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, some stuff we just, so.
Long story.
Yeah, it's a long story. We'll tell you more about that. But yeah, Leslie and I are going to be taking a trip on the Disney Magic, bringing her back from Barcelona all the way to San Juan, another one of the places that I've never been that I'm looking so forward to. You might say Puerto Rico. Why? But a lot of you guys know that I'm a big fan of Anthony Bourdain, and it's one of the cities he enjoyed the most was San Juan. Talk about street food.
Yeah.
They've got some incredible food in San Juan that we're really looking forward to bringing you. So yeah, so look forward to that trip. That's in September. That we're going to be going to Barcelona and coming back another long cruise, 14 days.
Wow.
What's the longest cruise you've been on? You've got
4 days.
Yeah. So you got a longer one coming. So yeah,
4 days.
you got to do some longer cruises because they
I'm
actually,
down. Let's go.
They actually give you a lot of time to relax, you know. And you know, last year we did year before last we did the Hawaii cruise, Andrew and I. So yeah, longer cruises are cool. So
we're actually thinking about. We're not thinking about it. We're going to do it. We're going on an Alaskan cruise next year.
Awesome.
I don't know which line we're going on.
Okay.
We're leaning towards Disney, of course.
Right.
But we're thinking about definitely going to Alaska next year. So that'll be a longer cruise.
Sure. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, those are awesome. There's actually a 9-night Disney Alaska cruise, the first one that they do, and they actually add an extra port and an extra sea day onto their normal 7-night itinerary. That is an awesome thing. So yeah, we're actually going to do that transatlantic. We've never done a transatlantic, so that'll be another first for us. We're going to bring the ship back from Barcelona to San Juan. We'll spend some extra time in San Juan, and of course take you guys there. And that's September, and that'll bring us right on up to our biggest time of the year.
Food and Wine.
2014. 2014. I guess this will be 19 years?
18 or 19.
18. Yeah, going on 20 years. Can you imagine that? That's just awesome. And I think it'll be our 6th year of filming Food and Wine Festival. We celebrate in 2014 our 5th anniversary, and I think by October that'll be our 6th year filming. How can that be? I'll have to go back and count. But anyway, we're definitely looking forward to Food and Wine in 2014. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. So there's a lot coming up, and you can find out all about it over on our Facebook page, facebook.com/travelwithrick. We'll be telling you where we're going and what we're doing, and of course, you'll see it on every episode. So to wrap up the year, John,
yes,
I think we have it done. Well, we do our questions of the week over on Facebook now, multiple times a week. Now,
yeah,
right? You don't have to
great.
just wait for it on Friday. You can comment anytime over there, but we haven't given anything away in a while. I think we should give something away.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree. So
we haven't given away a Mater plush or anything,
or a Lightning McQueen,
or a pen, or nothing, man. We should probably just put it together like a gift basket.
I think that's a great idea.
Got some TWR pens.
A TWR swag bag.
That's TWR swag bag. We'll throw a couple of pens in there. But yeah, I'm the guy that's always here. You're always here too, but you're not always here.
Right.
So you're the guest. So
Okay.
you should ask a question with me.
All right. Well, one of the things that we love to do is travel, obviously.
Travel with Rick.
Travel
It's
with
in her
Rick.
name.
It's in her name. All right. But the thing about travel is one of the great quotes you always says, travel should change you or affect you.
Yeah.
And we've been changed, and I've grown, and you've grown through the years. But
We eat too. Travel and food. It goes
but
along
going
with
to
it.
Ireland and Paris, even it changes you. It gives you perspective.
It does.
And there's a lot of reasons to travel. So this week's question of the week is, why do you travel?
Why do you travel? Isn't that a great question?
It's a
Think
great
about it,
question.
There's lots of reasons to travel. You travel to see friends, you travel to see family, you travel for business, you travel for fun. We travel for fun a lot. We travel for all those reasons. But John's right, travel should change you. That's what it should do. You should be able to assimilate cultures. It should broaden your mind and make you realize that, it's bigger than your hometown. The world's a big, big place. And you got to get out there and see some of it. Ireland changed me. I had no idea. You think about how, crazy places like Washington, D.C. changed me. Just I still remember standing in front of the Lincoln Memorial. That's something it's iconic, right? You've seen it your whole life. You've grown up seeing it in movies and seeing pictures and stuff. But until you stand there, until you stand in front of the Eiffel Tower, you have no idea. How many times have you seen the Eiffel Tower? You've got a little Eiffel Tower on your desk, right?
You do, with a stitch crawling on it.
Yeah, but until you stand there, until you go up to Altitude 99, the restaurant that's in the Eiffel Tower, until you've had lunch or dinner there, you know, you don't know what that's like. And so I encourage you guys, you know, answer John's question of the week, sure, you know, and tell us, you know, why you travel, but get out and discover places, find places, you know, and we're going to keep doing the same thing. We're going to keep taking you to great places. We're going to keep having fun when we travel. And of course, we're going to take you guys along. I'm going to take you along, man.
Please do.
All right, and I'm going to take a lot of you guys along, and you never know who we're going to meet. You never know what we're going to eat. You never know what we're going to run into. But whatever we do, we're going to bring it all back here to you, right here on Travel with Rick. It's been a great year. Thanks a lot for going along with us. Thanks for connecting with us on Facebook and on YouTube, on iTunes, all the places that you guys go and watch our videos and stuff and leave comments. We appreciate it so much. It's such a pleasure to bring this show to you guys and have you guys interact with us. And I can't wait to meet more of you as we get out there and we do more things like Food and Wine and come to cities and go places. Want to see you on the Disney Cruise Line? We'll be there. Hope we'll see you there. And of course, we're going to see them right back here next week, don't we, John?
Absolutely.
All right. So long, everybody. Thanks for watching. One, two. Let's wait till after this.
Every language.
A moment. All right. 1, 2. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. Well, hey, and welcome to another of our international. Jeez. All right. Rain, man. Brace your focus. All right. 1, 2.
I think we do.
You look amazing.
Pretty sure after the potato and bread, we do.
Oh yeah, it's good like that. I'm not
So then in Killarney, we did the ghost hunt.
shouldn't talk like that. Though.
Yeah.
What else?
Fire. Go.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, we're here in Disneyland Paris, and wow, we have a treat for you guys tonight. It's going to be just awesome. We're here in the Magic Kingdom, and no, we're not. It's Disneyland Park. All right, sorry. Feels like the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, we're here in Disneyland Park. Yeah, see, we're in Disneyland Park.
Disneyland Paris.
Yep.
I got left up on top of the waterfall.
Bike We did the bike
Let's not talk about that.
John?
You were lost for a whole 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. Came down starving.
It's a good thing I was hauling along those 2 bikes so that I could wait for you.
I know. I saw that. I felt good and bad all at the same time.
He's so bye, Kelly. Good luck.
I'm glad you were pushing those carbs in the morning, though, man.
Right? There's a reason behind our
Jumping
madness.
carbs. The bicycle ride. What was the name of the waterfall?
It's torque.
No. Gonna eat some pokey.
Eat some poke. All right. It's time to eat the poke.
Poke.
Yeah, from Hawaii.
Meow pokey.
From Hawaii.
From
All right.
Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Okay.
All right. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Bloopers.
All right. 1, 2. All right. 1, 2, 3. Big smiles, everyone. Big smiles.
What is happening? Hey now.
All right. Okay. All right. 1, 2. Food and Wine Festival series. Hey, Amanda.
Stop.
Where's the mic?
That's
Are
great.
you digging it?
I'm loving
Is
it.
this going to be for the blooper roll?
Probably, definitely.
Roll?
Bloopers.
Bloopers. Hi, Kristen and Kelly. What was it? Meow?
Meow. Hello, meow.
Nice. All right, Ireland.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. You got your button? You got your button, right? Take your button off? It's okay.
No.
You sure that's 16 years?
Well, I do the math on my calculator, not in my head, so yes.
Okay. All right. 16 years. 16 beers. 16 beers ago, and I still feel the same. We're rolling. Yeah, no, we're giving him great B-roll.
Great B-roll.